So I have a question. How many of you have ever done something illegal? From what I can gather, the perception that people tend to have of me is one of a slightly loony but generally wholesome, polite young mummy's boy. But everybody has their dirty secrets, even Charlie is so cool-like, and my secret, or at least one of them, is that I used to steal Mars bars. I put it down to peer pressure really, but when I was little I found myself in a group of friends that were layabouts, as it were, and every day after school we would go down to the local shop, shove Mars bars down our sleeves, and then walk out like we thought we were cool. For some reason, stolen Mars bars never tasted quite as good as Mars bars that I'd actually buy. I think the stolen Mars bars tasted too much like guilt. One time I was in the shop and one of the Mars bars fell out of my sleeve onto the floor. The shopkeeper was like, "What the hell are you doing? What is that?" And I ran as fast as I possibly could and never went back in that shop again. However, I will confess that stealing Mars bars is not the only illegal thing that I've ever done. I don't consider myself a betting man, but I am willing to wager that if you are watching this video, which you obviously are, then you probably have at some point downloaded something illegally. I feel pretty comfortable talking about it, to be honest, because it is something that a lot of people do, or at least probably have done at some point in the past, and I think it's made out to be worse than it actually is. I mean, if I had to pick which one was the worst crime, stealing Mars bars or illegal file sharing, I would probably say that stealing Mars bars is the worst crime. My rationale for this is like, if you go into a shop and you steal a Mars bar, then the shop owner has one less Mars bar. But in the case of file sharing, where you're making copies of the same song or whatever, it's essentially the same as having magic Mars bars. Exactly the same scenario, you go into a shop, you take a Mars bar, but in the spot where your Mars bar once lay, a brand new Mars bar appears as if by magic. The shop owner has exactly the same number of Mars bars as they did before, and you have a free Mars bar, a magic Mars bar as well. Now I want to make it clear that I'm not trying to justify downloading stuff illegally, I'm just trying to say that it isn't as bad as a lot of people make it out to be. From the shop owner's perspective, the situation still definitely isn't perfect, even with magic Mars bars. I mean, if you can get free Mars bars, then why the hell are you ever going to buy a Mars bar? But from my perspective, getting that free Mars bar is almost the same as getting a free sample. Take this for example, if you get that free Mars bar, and you've never had a Mars bar before, and you try this Mars bar, and you're like, that's the best chocolate bar I've ever eaten in my entire life. If you genuinely like the Mars bar, then the logical conclusion is that if you want more Mars bars, you're gonna have to start buying Mars bars. Because the people that make Mars bars need money to make those Mars bars, and if you don't pay them money, then they're not gonna make any more Mars bars, and you don't get any more Mars bars, not even free ones. I just want to be clear that Mars bars aren't sponsoring me to make this video. I could have said the whole thing exactly the same with Twixes. It wouldn't have mattered. They're not paying me, I promise. But yeah, the same is true, I think, of people that file share. If you, say, download a movie and you really like that movie, then you're gonna want to support the person who's made that movie so that they can make more movies. It's just logical common sense. That's just my opinion. I mean, as well as being of the generation that downloads stuff illegally, I am also a musician. I make some of my livelihood from making and selling music, so I am on the receiving end of this as well. For example, my first solo album, called This Is Me, comes out today. And there's no doubt in my mind that people are going to want to listen to that album for free, and that they're going to do whatever they have to listen to it for free. And I'm not going to fight against this, right? I'm going to embrace it and say that if you want to listen to my album for free, then you can go to charliemcdonald.com/music. There's a flash player on there. It plays the whole album completely for free, and best of all, it's completely legal as well. The album is also available on iTunes and Amazon MP3, and if you want to get a physical CD, you can get one from dftba.com. I'll put all of the links down in the description underneath this video. So if you want to buy a copy and support me, then you completely can, but if you don't want to, then, as I always say, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want with your life. By the way, if you're interested, these are boxes of my CD, and this is my friend Alex showing off what the CD actually looks like. I would show you one, but I don't have a copy. I'm really excited about it, and I've absolutely loved hearing what people have thought of it so far, so I hope you like it if you do get a copy. And that's all! That's the end! Bye!
You've just had the almost imponderable joy of watching Charlie Is So Cool-like, which makes you like cool.
Up.